darkness couldn't kill me. It tried to bury me beneath the weight of my own mind. Tried to turn my soul into a graveyard, but I survived. I spent years inside the silence, bleeding secrets through my skin. Every night felt like a battlefield, every breath a war within. I watched the light inside me fading, and dying stars against the rain, while demons whispered in the shadows. You will never escape this pain. I carry trauma like a curse mark. It's deep beneath my bones. Learning how to smile in public, while collapsing all alone. The world kept sharpening its knives against the pieces of my heart, but broken things become immortal when they survive falling apart. Now the fear inside me vanished. Now the fire speaks my name. Every scar became a warning. Every wound became a flame. The darkness couldn't kill me. Even when it took everything, I walked through hell with empty hands and came back carrying chains. The darkness couldn't kill me. Now the shadows fear my soul. Pain turned into gasoline and made this broken spiral. I remember nights of violence inside the chambers of my head, where every thought became a weapon and every dream was left for dead. Freedom was shown a dying soldier with hollow eyes and fractured veins, but suffering creates survivors who learn to weaponize the pain. Now there's thunder in my heartbeat and chaos underneath my skin. I stopped asking for forgiveness the moment I embraced the sin, because of this kind of strength is born where hope no longer lies. When you survive your darkest moments, you'll become impossible to kill. Now the sky above me trembles at the man that I became. Every demon that once haunted me now disappears inside the flames. The darkness couldn't kill me, though it dragged me through despair. I became the storm, surviving every nightmare raging. The darkness couldn't kill me. Now the fire spits my lungs. I turned agony into power and became what they become. I was meant to sunset. Every scar carved in is only flies. Became another reason to fight. You tried to bury me in darkness, but the darkness brought the monster. There were moments I wanted the pain to end, moments I stared into the void, waiting for something to save me. But nobody came, so I became my own salvation. The darkness couldn't kill me. bought the house, the car, the watch. But your kid flinches when you walk into the room. You'd make it up next weekend, but next weekend became next month and another business trip. Now he's 13 and talks to strangers online more than his own father. You keep saying I'm doing all this for my family, but your family eats dinner without you 4 nights a week. Your wife stopped arguing months ago, not because things improve, but because she got tired of competing with your phone screen. Money can buy comfort, but it can't fake presents. Your son doesn't know you. He knows the sound of your car, the password to your Netflix, the way you slam the front door. He knows you're always working, always busy right now, but he doesn't know your heart, and that's the part that hurts somehow. One day he'll stop asking you to play catch, stop waiting by the window at night, stop trying to impress you with drawings and grades, 'cause children eventually learn where they rank in your priorities. And maybe you'll notice too late at graduation photos, at quiet Christmas dinners, at the moment he starts calling less. Then you'll sit in some expensive kitchen, wondering why success feels so empty. Nobody tells men this enough, providing financially is not the same as being there emotionally. Children, remember attention more than gifts. You can outsource love, you can schedule connection, and no amount of money can buy back missed years, 'cause while you were building a career, your child was growing up without you. Your son doesn't know you, but he still looks for you in crowds, still waits for some version of you that isn't distracted by shouting loud. And maybe there's still time to put the phone down, to go home early, to say I love you before he stops needing to hear it. Children don't ask for perfect parents. They ask for present ones. When we were kids, nobody said, I want to answer emails until I lose my mind. At 8 years old, my friend to be an astronaut. Now he manages inventory at a warehouse outside the city. Says things like, it could be worse, with the eyes of someone trying to convince himself. Another friend used to make short films on his mom's camera. Now he edits corporate training videos about workplace safety compliance. 40 hours a week, sometimes 50. Creativity didn't die dramatically, it just got exhausted. That's how most dreams disappear, not failure, fatigue. Nobody warned us how expensive survival would become. 'Cause nobody dreams of being tired. Nobody grows up hoping to feel numb. We wanted meaning, we wanted passion, not just enough money to survive the month. But somewhere between the bills and the pressure, we started calling exhaustion normal. And that might be the saddest part of all. You ever notice how adults stop introducing themselves with personality? It's always job titles now, like employment replaced identity. Nice to meet you, I'm a project manager. Cool, but who are you when nobody's paying you? People aren't lazy anymore, they're spiritually drained, running on caffeine, anxiety, and obligation, pretending burnout is ambition because resting feels financially irresponsible. Meanwhile, billionaires post quotes about hustle to people skipping meals to afford rent. Maybe the problem isn't that people changed. Maybe the system rewards emptiness. I'm tired of watching human beings turn into survival machines. Tired of watching talent die inside office buildings. Tired of a world where people apologize for rest, like existing has to be hard. 'Cause nobody dreams of being tired. We just end up there slowly. One missed sleep, one extra shift, one bad year at a time, until we wake up 30 years old, staring at a ceiling fan, wondering what happened to the person we were supposed to become. The saddest prisons are the ones people call normal life. There was a time that group chat never stopped moving. Now it feels like a graveyard with Wi-Fi. Talked every night, sending dumb memes at 3 in the morning, making plans we swore we'd actually do. Road trips, concerts, matching tattoos, the kind of friendships that feel permanent when you're too young to understand time yet. Now half the messages are birthdays, the other half are sorry bro, been busy. One guy disappeared after getting married, another after depression, another after becoming obsessed with money. Funny how adulthood doesn't always destroy friendships dramatically. Sometimes it just slowly this is the last real conversation. While it's happening, the group chat went silent. One life problem at a time. Now everybody's too tired to reply with more than I'm fine. We used to talk about forever. Now we barely talk at all. And that's the thing about growing up. You don't hear the moment things fall. One of them at the grocery store last winter. We hugged like strangers trying to imitate history. Spent 5 minutes talking about work and weather while avoiding every real thing underneath. No mention of the panic attacks, the divorce, the drinking, the fact we both looked exhausted in new ways. Then we said we should hang out soon, knowing damn well we probably wouldn't. And maybe that's what hurts most. Not betrayal, not anger, just distance. Some people don't leave your life. Suddenly they fade out in buffering circles. Before life turned everybody into survival mode. Before free time felt guilty. Before everyone got so distracted trying to build a future that we forgot to keep each other in it. The group chat went silent, but sometimes I still scroll up, reading old jokes, old plans, old versions of us. Like some kind of digital time capsule, proof that once upon a time we were all there for each other. Before the walls got heavy, seen by four. We're excited to welcome you to the team. Crazy how one sentence can ruin a person slowly. You framed the acceptance email, called your parents immediately, told everybody this was the start of your real life. New city, new apartment, new version of yourself. You even bought expensive clothes to look like someone who belonged there. First month felt cinematic, coffee shops before work, late night ambition, LinkedIn post about gratitude. Then the memes got longer, the smiles got faker, and suddenly every Sunday night started feeling like a funeral countdown. Nobody warns you. Dream jobs can become cages too. Your dream job emailed you back, and somehow you still feel empty. You got the title, the money, the office with the city lights, but every morning feels heavier, and every year moves too fast. 'Cause the chest looks different when you're living inside it. thinks you made. Sometimes people congratulate you for surviving something that's killing you quietly. Status equals happiness. Tired of watching people sacrifice their health, their relationships, their identities, just to impress people. They don't even like your dream job emailed you back, but it never asked who you were, only what you could produce, how much you could endure. Now you sit in traffic every morning with the knot inside your chest, realizing too late that achievement isn't the same as peace. You are now offline. I built my throne from ashes. From every part of me, they tried to destroy. becoming empty. Fear the darkness in my soul. But after everything collapsed, I realized the darkness was never my prison. It was my power. I built my throne from ashes. Now the whole world knows my pain. Every scar became a legend. Every loss became my name. I built my throne from ashes. From the fire and the rain, I was shattered into pieces, but I rebuilt myself again. I built my throne from ashes. The broken don't disappear. Sometimes they become kings. When the devil hears my name, even hell falls silent. I was born inside the ruins of a world that fed on fear. Every smile was hiding violence, every truth would disappear. I learned young that love could vanish like smoke inside the rain. So I built a heart from iron just to survive the pain. Every betrayal left a fracture, every fracture made me cold. But broken things become dangerous when they stop doing what they're told. I carried rage beneath my ribs like wildfire trapped in chains. And every night the darkness whispered, you were made for war, not grace. Now the thunder shakes the sky, every scar still burns alive. I stopped praying for salvation. Now I am the revelation. When the devil hears my name, even demons run away. I survived the fire they created, now the flames obey my reign. When the devil hears my name, all the shadows know my pain. I turn suffering into power, and now the darkness fears my face. I'd walk through cemeteries screaming with the dead beneath my feet. Every memory tried to kill me, but I refused defeat. They said, you'll never escape your demons, so I dragged them into battle instead. Now every nightmare marches with me like an army of the dead. I became what pain created, a storm no cage could hold. A soul baptized in violence with veins running black and gold. The heavens never came to save me, so I forged my own crown. And every time life tried to bury me, I clawed my way back out.
Now the mountains start to shake from the choices that I made. I don't run from the abyss, I became the thing it feared.
sky to give me one reason to stay alive. But silence answered every prayer, so I stopped waiting for miracles and became one instead. When the devil hears my name, even death steps out my way. I walked through hell completely broken, still I came back unafraid. When the devil hears my name, the whole world feels the flames. I became the storm they warned about, the last survivor standing now. When the devil hears my name, the darkness trembles in its grave. I am not holy, I am not innocent, but I survived what should have killed me. And that makes me dangerous. Makes me dangerous. My scars are my weapons now. I buried the boy I used to be under the ashes of shattered dreams. Every wound became a language, every scream became a symphony. I remember cold nights in the silence, talking to ghosts inside my head. Every promise turned into violence, every road painted crimson red. I walked through fire with broken bones. No God answered when I screamed alone. The world kept teaching me one lesson: only the ruthless survive the storm. I was drowning beneath the pressure, choking on hatred I couldn't control. But pain caught steel inside my spirit, and darkness hardened my soul. Now every scar across my skin feels like thunder from within. I don't fear the pain anymore, I became the war. My scars are my weapons now. Every cut made me unbreakable somehow. I was buried beneath the weight of dark with fire in my hands. There were moments I wanted to disappear, moments the darkness whispered, give up. But the soul remembers what the broken heart forgets. Even dying stars still burn across the sky, and somehow, so do I. My scars are my weapons now. Every tear became a battle vow. I walk through valleys where angels drown. Still I rose when the world fell down. My scars are my weapons now. No fear left inside me now. The pain became the thing that saved me. The storm became the soul that shaped me. My scars are my weapons now. I wear my suffering like sacred armor. I wear my past like battle paint. And if the darkness comes again, it will remember my name. I don't remember the exact day he stopped playing. That's the scary part. When I was little, Dad used to sit on the edge of the couch every Sunday, playing old rock songs badly, stopping halfway through chords, laughing at his own mistakes. Mom singing louder than the radio. The whole apartment felt alive back then. Then bills got heavier, work hours got longer, and slowly the guitar stayed in the corner more often, collecting dust one quiet month at a time. At first he'd say, I'm just tired. Then eventually, he stopped mentioning it altogether. Sometimes people don't lose passion dramatically. They just run out of energy. Now carry it. Dad stopped playing and nobody really talked about it. The music left the house so quietly, we almost didn't notice. But I think that's how life takes things from you. Not all at once, just little pieces, until you wake up and don't recognize yourself anymore. I picked it up years later, strings rusted, one tuning peg broken, still smelled faintly like cigarettes and old wood. I tried learning the same songs he used to play, but they sounded emptier somehow, like instruments. Remember people too. One night I asked him why he stopped. He shrugged and said, I don't know. Life, I guess. Then changed the subject immediately. That answer haunted me more than anything, because every adult seems to say it eventually. Life is such a small word for something that steals so much from people. I don't want to wake up one all starts the same. You eating enough? Yeah, Mom. I'm good. Still think success is visible, like if I'm paying rent on time and posting pictures smiling sometimes, then everything inside me must be fine too. I never tell her about the panic attacks or how hard getting out of bed became last winter, because parents already carry enough guilt without knowing their kid feels lost at 20-something. So instead I talk about work, the weather, random normal things, while staring at unpaid bills on the kitchen counter, trying to sound more stable than I actually am. Funny how the people who love you most are the ones you hide your pain from hardest. My mom thinks I'm doing better, 'cause I learned how to sound okay. I got good at small talk, good at filing through bad days, but there's a difference between surviving and actually feeling alive. And lately I don't really know which one I'm doing anymore. She tells her friends I'm independent now, living in the city, working hard, making something of myself, and I guess technically that's true. But she doesn't see me eating cereal for dinner at midnight over the sink, too exhausted to cook, too anxious to sleep. She still sees the version of me who thought adulthood meant freedom, not endless notifications, death, and pretending burnout is ambition. Sometimes I almost tell her the truth, but then she says, I'm proud of you, and I can't bring myself to ruin that moment. Maybe love is protecting people from storms they can't stop anyway. Acceptable than asking for help. My mom thinks I'm doing better, and maybe one day she'll be right. Maybe I'll find peace, maybe I'll sleep through the night, but until then I'll keep answering the phone, saying don't worry about me, in the most worried voice I own. Love you, Mom. Love you, Mom. Nobody prepares you for how loud silence gets after someone dies. like he remembers his weight. There's a coffee stain on the garage floor from 20 years ago. Nobody bothered cleaning. His jacket still hang near the door, even though everybody knows no one's coming back for them. The weirdest part isn't the funeral or the cemetery. It's random Tuesdays afterward, when your brain forgets for half a second and you almost call them. Grief doesn't always feel like crying. Sometimes it feels like muscle memory. The house still has his laugh inside it, hidden in the wall somewhere. In the way the floorboards creak, in the old cigarette smell in the air. And every time we say his name, the room goes quiet for a bit. 'Cause losing someone is strange when parts of them never really lame. My mom still cooks too much food sometimes, like she subconsciously expects him at dinner. My uncle tells the same stories now, using the same hand gestures, same timing. It's terrifying and comforting at once, watching people survive inside each other. I found an old voicemail from him last year, mostly static, 30 seconds long, just asking if I could help move a table Saturday morning. I listened to it 6 times in a row, because hearing a dead person's voice feels like breaking reality temporarily. Nobody disappears completely, not if somebody still remembers them correctly. I used to think crave was learning how to let go, but maybe it's learning how to carry people differently, how to live with the echo of someone who helped build you. The house still has his laugh inside it, and maybe it always will. In old photos, in family stories, in every quiet moment, standing still. 'Cause people don't know they live in bodies. They live in habits and memories, in the way they taught us to love. Some absences never fully become empty. Teachers loved him. Quiet, polite, easy to manage. Nobody noticed. He was disappearing inside himself. maintenance made adults comfortable. So he stopped asking for things. Stop talking about feelings. Stop crying where people could see it. By 14 he could sit through family dinners without saying more than 3 sentences. Everyone called him mature for his age, but really he was just scared. Scared of becoming another burden in a house already carrying too much weight. So he became invisible strategically. Some kids act out for attention, others vanish quietly, hoping not to make life harder. He was the kid who never caused problems, the one teachers never worried about. Good grace, small smile, headphones on, walking home alone, but nobody asked why he looked so tired, or why his eyes always seemed far away. 'Cause people only notice pain when it's loud enough to interrupt them. He got really good at saying I'm fine in believable ways. That's a dangerous skill to learn young. Friends thought he was calm, but inside his head was constant static. Overthinking every conversation, every mistake, every expression on someone's face. Like one wrong move could make people leave. By 23 he didn't know who he actually was anymore. Just the versions of himself that made other people comfortable. Loneliness hits different when nobody realizes you're lonely. I'm tired of people thinking quiet means healthy. Just because someone isn't screaming doesn't mean they aren't drowning. Some of us learn to suffer without making noise. He was the kid who never caused problems. Now he's an adult who doesn't know how to ask for help. Still apologizing for existing. Still trying to earn love through performance. But maybe healing scars when you stop shrinking yourself just to make other people feel comfortable. The quiet kids remember everything. "3:17 a.m. Still awake. Still hearing everything they said. I still remember that apartment ceiling. Water stains shaped like continents. Fans spinning slow like it knew nobody was getting sleep in there. Mom crying in the kitchen quietly, thinking I couldn't hear it through the wall. Meanwhile I was 16, punching holes into notebooks instead of people, trying not to become my father, trying not to disappear. Funny how Silence can scream louder than a room full of drunk voices. Now there's static in my veins. Every memory cuts like chains. I can't drive past those streets without feeling my heart shake. Every friend that said I got you vanished when the lights went black. So I learned how to survive without ever looking back. Shifts at 19, smelling like gasoline and cigarettes, watching rich kids laugh at bars while I counted coins for instant noodles. Everybody talks about dreams until rent is due on Friday. Then survival becomes religion and sleep becomes a luxury. I dated a girl who loved potential but disappeared when life got real. Guess ambition sounds romantic until it bleeds through the windshield. I don't hate those years anymore, but I still carry them everywhere. Inherit money.